Hey guys, today we are going to be looking at the Transformers Legacy Voyager class Beast Wars Inferno. And here he is in his fire ant mode, and yeah, it looks like an ant. There isn't too much kibble, like he doesn't have too much robot kibble sticking out. You can see bits of his legs, his feet, his arms, but overall, very good job. Just gonna take his gun off really quick. Talk about that a little later, but yeah. Overall, they did a very nice job. Mandibles, his antenna. Yeah, the sculpting is very, very nice. Not too much articulation, really. It's just the antenna and the mandibles. I really like the transparent eyes, transparent blue eyes on him. But yeah, really, really nice job they did on the ant. Very, very nice job. Obviously, gonna be kibble because working with an ant, not a fire truck. Get that reference. Um, but yeah, he's an ant. He's an ant. He's a fire ant. He's a red fire ant. That's it. They did a wonderful job on him. Uh, did a very good job on him. Didn't just were like, oh, no one's gonna remember this toy. No one's gonna get this toy, and made him like a redeco of something, or just did a really poor job at it. Nope, they went the whole way, just like the others. So yeah, let's get into the transformation. So first thing you're going to do is you're going to come back here to the back and open up this panel, which tabs in right there. Untab these, and there's a port that goes into a peg right there. Same thing on this side. Undo that, flip this up, and now you're going to unpeg the legs and hinge them down. Both sides, hinge them down, bring out the feet, like so. Fold out the heel spurs, and now we're going to hinge the legs down and straighten them out. So now, what I like to do just to get these panels out of the way, I just like to close it back up until we get to robot mode, and then spin the waist around. The legs like to get in the way a little bit, but spin the waist around, stand them up. So now we'll raise the camera so you can see what I'm doing. So there, his legs done. Now you just bring that back. I just like to fold the legs back, make it look like that. So yeah. So now you're going to come up to the arms, split these, and hinge them out. I like to swivel this arm around, bring it out, fold out his arm, and then bring this leg all the way around. All the way around, like so. His wrist will move because they're connected, so you just move it. So now you can fully bring it out, straighten it out, so like that. Same thing, bring it out, swivel that out, swivel this around, swivel that around, and now you can straighten it out. So yeah, there are his arms. So now, just get him all straightened out and stuff, so he looks good, not all weird and stuff. So move that leg out of the way, just get them all situated. So now I'm going to come up here, close up the mandibles, split this, bring all this down, flip up the mandibles, close this back up, and they'll close together. And now the chest will tab in to the waist, and that'll separate maybe. And tap it in. It's like a hook tab thingy. So yeah, just straighten him out, make him look good, not all scraggly and stuff. Gonna lower the camera so you can see the full body. So just straighten him out a little bit more. So there you have Inferno. And his gun, you just put it into his little hands. Little three-fingered hands. Little paw-like hands. So yeah, there is Inferno. And he looks pretty good. He looks very, very good. Very, very beautiful robot mode. Obviously, these legs probably weren't there on his character model or even on the original toy, but they have to go somewhere, and I would much rather them be there than, somewhere else. But overall, they look, it's pretty good. He is very, very good. He looks absolutely beautiful, absolutely stunning. I love, love, love him. I love his transformation. I love his ant mode. I love this mode. I love everything about him. There are a couple design changes. He's not completely accurate, but, I like the idea of re-engineering a couple of things. Making him look a little different, but still keeping the roots of the original thing. But yeah, I really, really like it. The legs, the ant legs, do get a little annoying and stuff, but overall, it's not that bad. It does hinder the look, hinder the articulation a tiny bit, not a lot, but yeah, I can't complain about that much because they're not that bad. And he's big. He is not a small Voyager. Here he is next to Dinobot, or this is the Buzzworthy Bumblebee toy version, but here they are scaled together. They are the same size. They are that soldier-like build, like the big upper torso, they're just big all around. They're big, proportionate guys. They're soldiers, they're warriors. And they scale the same. So yeah, he is not small. He scales very well with Dinobot and the other Maximals. I don't have any of the other Maximals, don't really have any Predacons, but he at least scales with Dinobot, and that's all that matters because he uses him as a shield. So yeah, he looks beautiful. He has not crazy, but quite a bit of articulation, universal shoulders and hips, thigh swivel, bicep and thigh swivel, double jointed elbow due to transformation. You can get a double jointed knee due to transformation, and obviously a pivot, tilt, pivot, whatever you want to call it. So he has quite a bit of articulation. His head, I'm gonna raise the camera up a little bit so you can see it. Head is very expressive, and of course, because he loves laughing maniacally, he can laugh and open his mouth, and I just love it. I love this toy. It's a good toy. It's a good figure. It's good all around. It's not just this is good for a collector. This is good for a kid. This is good for a collector. I really, really like it. Just like the Dinobot mold. He is good all the way around. He is a little finicky, but, that's the part of learning how to transform stuff is, you have to work with some harder things. You work with some simpler things. So, yeah. I love him. His the light piping in his eyes, it's beautiful. Light piping is absolutely phenomenal. Just like the new Titan class Cybertron Metroplex, it's beautiful. Looks like there's LED inside of his eyes. That's how well it works. He's filled with paint. I love it. And you can make him fly. So I'll just flip up the ant legs like so just to get him out of the way. So you just come back here, open this up, hinge that one out, hinge these out, and then you'll swivel this one around, and it'll find a detent. So it'll sort of lurch over and detent into it, and then you fold that one down. And obviously you can have it fanned out or fan them down so they're not entirely connected, but, look accurate to the show. But his gun obviously does not look like his big, monster gun and monster flamethrower gun combination. And there are upgrade kits that you can get that come with the gun. So if you want to and you don't want this gun, and I bet it is blast effect compatible because those look like 5mm ports, but this actually, come back here, unfurl these for his flight mode, take this, plug it in, you flip it around, then you plug it in. That looks awfully familiar to his thruster that is in his kibble. So, and this spins and rotates, so you can like create a stop motion or just a play feature. It spins because when he flies, this spins as well. This is like his jet thruster, and this is, I don't know, like a thing to propel him. I don't know. But I think on the original toy, I think because I don't own the original toy and never like handled or did anything with it, but I think, excuse me, I think that toy, I'm just gonna leave his legs down, so not just a jumble of legs. I think on the original toy that was a spring-loaded feature, so you would like press a button and he would fly, like it would spin those. But obviously modern day engineering and inflation is kind of whack at the moment. So I wouldn't expect that. But at least they added a swivel onto that, so you can recreate that in stop motions, in play, in whatever. And it's just a good gimmick. It's not intrusive. It doesn't hurt anything. And yeah, and yet again, having it as a gun, it doesn't look like, once you see it, obviously, once you see that it was directly molded after the thruster that's in his ant butt, you can directly see it, and it's, a little sad they couldn't have like amalgamated the two together, the thruster and his like iconic gun. But I don't really care, because it still works as a gun. But they would have adding in this as that. Obviously it doesn't transform with him. With him, it's not parts forming because it's a gun. It looks like a gun. Not defending this toy, it looks like a gun. And if they were to add in the huge gun that he has, it'd be like this big, because it is that big in the show. And if they were to add that in, he would unfortunately might lose size, he might lose color, he might lose paint. And typically, I don't complain about paint. I think complaining about paint on a mainline toy is frankly kind of dumb and nitpicky and stupid, because it's a toy. It's not a third-party toy. It's a toy. It's not a figure. It's supposed to be played with, and paint chips and, whatever. But this guy, he has just enough paint to where if he didn't have that paint, he'd look cheap and almost like a knockoff. So that gun could have hindered a lot of the things that he does well. So I don't mind having this and becoming a gun plus a thruster for his like flight mode. And I'm not mad. And I'm not gonna go out and buy the like upgrade kit with the gun in it with a couple of gap fillers. It's not worth that to me. It doesn't matter that much. But I still love the toy, and he still looks good with it. And it still looks like a gun. It still looks cool. It still looks like the big burly gun that he has. And, I can't complain about it because I still really love it. I love the gun. I love him. I love everything that he does. Completely blindsided me. I had no expectations for this toy because I love the character. I absolutely love the character. Besides Dinobot, he's probably my favorite character in Beast Wars. And Beast Wars is one of my favorite shows, so he's one of my favorite characters in general, beside only behind Dinobot. Yeah, he is a phenomenal toy. I'm glad that he got rewarded with such a good toy. Yeah, I'm so happy. It's so glad that he got this toy. The closest thing that I had to an Inferno is the Transmetal Scavenger from the Beast Wars line, which was supposed to be a Transmetal Inferno, but they were like, no, this is going to be weird. So they changed it to just a random guy Scavenger. So that's the closest thing, and yet it's not really close, because he was meant to be, but he was never really close to being him. So that's the closest barely thing that I have experienced with an Inferno. But I really like this toy. I like everything it does. I love it. You know, a lot of the toys on the top 10 of 2022 might get knocked out by this guy because he is phenomenal. Even if you don't care about Beast Wars, get him because he obviously is new, he's easy to find, and he's worth every bit of money. I love this guy. He's phenomenal. So there's my flippin' 17 minutes of like gushing about this toy because it's so great. Uh I love the character, I love the toy, and it's such a good thing that he has gotten a toy like this to bring him into the modern era. I'm so glad that he got it. Yeah, I just love it. And he came super fast. He was supposed to come in March, but it's November. I got him, and I am super excited to have him. You know, I just love him. Just get one. That's all I have to say is get one. Whether you like Beast Wars or not, get him because he's a good toy and he looks absolutely phenomenal. So that's all I have to say. So till next time, see ya.